Hello and welcome to The Conversation. My name is Shannon Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of Not Just Blacks and Jews in Conversation. And with me, as you can see on the screen and in the background, our two distinguished guests, Mell Parness of the Israeli Folk Festival, the Israeli and Jewish Folk Festival, but we have people even from as far as Wisconsin. So as far as I'm concerned, this branches into all divisions. And, of course, the most distinguished guest that we've had in a number of months. This is somebody who has been with the preeminent dance troupes, choreographies. It goes back to the Tap Dance Kid. For those who know Broadway legendary dance performances, we have Ruth Goodman of the Israeli Folk and Jewish Art and Dance Festival coming this weekend to Manhattan at the Martin Luther King Junior High School, which, for those of you who don't know it, is on 67th and
65th.
65th to 67th Street, for God's sakes. It extends a couple of blocks. Already they're correcting me. This is what happens when you get preeminent guests. They don't allow you to give by inference. It covers a wide range of blocks on Amsterdam Avenue in Manhattan in the 60s, and it covers the whole high school. And let me turn it right over to our two guests after I give you a fascinating history of dance, which was just written in the Jewish Week by Ruth Goodman. I will be summarizing. To start out with, she holds a master's in this subject, following Bachelor of Science from Columbia. It's only fitting to give credit to the wonderful work she's done in putting it all together. The Bible speaks in terms of Ecclesiastes, a time to mourn and a time to sing, and there is also a time to dance. Those familiar with Pete Seeger's music put to these lyrics, I won't dare attempt to sing it. Hopefully the maestro will be a guest on this network very shortly, but the lyrics are timeless. And the time to dance is this weekend at the festival, and we have no record of how we used to dance to biblical verse. But we do know there were pilgrimages of Sukkot and Shavuos, and what's coming up is Passover in April. And you would go from all over the Holy Land to the temple, and you would dance. Besides bringing the grain, or the sheaves, or the first fruits, or the Omer, which is Passover, which begins the counting of the barley, you would be dancing. And King David was known as besides the great warrior, as the King of Peace, and Jerusalem is his city, and he danced carrying the Torah. And there is a famous account of one of Saul's daughters jeering at him dancing, clothed only with some loincloth in the street. He was carried away in ecstasy at carrying the Torah, and she was punished. Milka, I believe, was her name, but punished for having dared to jeer at someone transported by joy that they actually danced in public. So if King David can do it, so can we all. And we've gotten to the point when Israel was founded. If you saw the movie Exodus, even during the Holocaust, even under the travails of British occupation, and no one did a better job of occupying this planet than the British, and even under the rockets falling back then in the 40s, the Jews danced in the Chalutzim and the Daphne, right on the border where my aunt was, with Lebanon. The youngest ages, they couldn't wait to dance, and that's where Israeli folk art dance festivals started. And I'll turn that now over to our experts to give you more particulars, because I'm exhausted with all this, and I would just like to start dancing myself. Take it away.
Go ahead, Ruth.
Well, Shannon, you were mentioning Passover, Pesach, and it's very timely and brings us right to dance, because with the first mention of dance in the Bible, we have Miriam taking her timbrel and uncrossing the Red Sea. led all the women of Israel in dance. And we're all continuing to dance. And one of our great joys is to bring a wonderful medium, something where your whole body and soul are involved, and that would be dance, and to be able to bring communities together, joining hands, coming together, sharing together in a terrific medium of folk dance is what the Israel Folk Dance Festival is all about. We're joining communities from near and from far, ages from young through young at heart, to be able to join on the stage and dance together, both in a performance and in a time at our festival fair, to be able to have it shared with the public, so we can all have a taste of those dances that reflect back to the time of Miriam. And this is what we'd love to share with all of you on this Sunday at our festival event, as Shannon mentioned. And it's been a very exciting journey to see the festival for all of the years that it's been in its existence, to see how it's been able to bring a thread to communities throughout the world, actually, even reflected in our program that we have here, which is our dance festival that also brings groups from the Miami area, and in that group contains dancers who have their roots both as dancers who grew up in communities in South America or whose families come from diverse communities in South and Latin America, and they're going to come and join us on our stage here in New York as well. And Mell Parness, who's been a wonderful supporter of the festival and who's been with us for many, many years, has been able to witness it. So, Mell, any thoughts that you've had?
I would just like to recommend that all of you who have no plans for this Sunday, or even have plans that you can change, should join with us at the festival at Martin Luther King Junior High School. And the festival will start at 11 and finish at 3. And then at 3:30 is the major show on the stage at the school. And it's a wonderful afternoon of fun and camaraderie. And we really get to see the happiness and joy that dance brings to all of the children and adults who participate in the festival, and all of the 1,000 people who'll be there to view it and watch it. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of you to come and see for yourself how important dance plays a role in the lives of all of these individuals. And I'm happy that I've been able to be a part of the Israeli Dance Institute for 25 years now, to help them to bring this to the forefront of the community here in New York. And I know that under Ruth's guidance, this year's festival and dance is going to be one of the most successful of all of the festivals that we've participated in. This is, I believe, the 56th or 57th festival already. I remember the 50th anniversary weekend that was done out at Hofstra University, and it's all because of this lovely lady next to me who's put the whole thing together and works diligently at it because of her love of dance and what she knows that dance can do for all of us. So I can only urge you to join with us on Sunday. And Shannon, I certainly hope you're going to be with us Sunday if you can. I know that you and your wife will enjoy it immensely.
Of course I'm going to be there as long as I don't have to pay. And I understand it's free to begin with, so that answers that question.
Yeah, the admission to the fair is free, and there's nominal prices for the performance. But again, the festival is really a creative showcase of the work that goes on in the Israeli Dance Institute, which helps to network communities through Israeli folk dance and related arts throughout the world.
And you teach folk dancing
yes,
at the festival.
Yeah, we have some teaching of folk dance at the festival. We also, myself and my co-director, Danny Uziel, are also the directors of the Jewish Dance Division at the 92nd Street Y, where we also hold a weekly Wednesday night session, and it's kind of a quick visit to Israel through your feet and your hands and your mind and your body and your soul. So it's really a fabulous expression that we love to share with our friends who have been with us and with new friends we hope to make.
Well, the 92nd Street Y and this organization have done many things together over the years. We used to do the tour department almost monthly. We brought them into the courts, and the night court tour was one of their most popular. We introduced Brooklyn and Manhattan night courts. And then, of course, we had panels at the Y. The first comedy panels were done with our organization, and with Jerry Nachman of blessed memory, and Leslie Gelb, and Jackie Mason, and Raoul Felder, and so on, was all run through our organization for the last more than 10 or 12 years. And I tried to work together with you, but you were too popular. It was a closed shop there. I couldn't get near you. I tried to bring flamenco there, and you were everything, but I couldn't get near it, so now I have you on this show. I consider it a coup.
You're very kind, Shannon. So we're going to get you to dance with us, hopefully, this Sunday.
I didn't say that. I've been a percussionist. I've been a student of ethnomusicology. I know that you can study an entire culture through its dance, just as you can through its music. I understand that's your expertise as well, but we have to educate Mel on this subject. I want to see Mel dance at the festival.
Maybe the two of you will do a wonderful flamenco duet.
We'll empty the hall.
Yeah. Our main message with folk dance, and this is what really drew me into it, because in my own personal background, I was trained professionally in classical dance and music. There's just a wonderful way of getting to the human soul through as you know, through music and through dance. And I always see the arts as just coloring with different palettes the heartbeat, the soul of our entire being, so that whether it's with colors that we have painted in beautiful murals, or whether it's sounds that entice us with chants and songs, or whether it's the wonderful motion that colors the rhythms that we experience, it all ties us together, and it's something that everyone from the earliest infancy, we start to move, we start to scream. It's in our essence of our being that we want to move and we want to express ourselves vocally. So when we channel it and we try to culturally find channels of expression, every culture has dance and song and inherent in their cultures and their expressions. When we have the culture of Israel, we have something marvelous, because Israel in and of itself is a multicultural society. And so we have so many influences from so many cultures where Jews have lived through all the centuries that are reflected in Israeli folk dance, whether it's from the Sephardic and Spanish influences, whether it's from Eastern Europe, whether it's the Yemenite influence, whether it's from all of the surrounding lands of Israel. It gives a fabulous, rich warmth from the feelings from dances from the Balkans that have become part of the tapestry of Israel. Even our hora really has its roots. Shannon, you know where?
Romania.
All right, you're right on. So we see that we're a multicultural society within our own society, and it makes it, I think, very accessible and a great way to bridge cultures and to bridge peoples and communities everywhere within our own New York community, or whether it's communities throughout the world.
I knew that because I read your wonderful essay. I'm a quick study. I didn't graduate with the highest honors from every school I went to because I could read something and not grasp it right away. And I knew I'd be grilled here with this crowd here. I came prepared. And I just want to regale our audience. There's the Bruiges Tanz. Now, in the Jewish community, you spoke of all these types of expression through dance of the society. And if you study anything in ethnomusicology or the dance law or sociology, you'll learn that every continent has expressive content through its emotions, or through its movement, through its dance. Of course, Bruiges, it means arguments. It means I have hostility towards a person. So in this case, it was the opposite. You did this dance between husband and wife to eviscerate the hostility, and the wife would refuse every attempt the husband would make through the dance. He would offer this, that, and the other thing. Finally, at the end, the wife would give it. That's just like real life. You know, once you make that mistake, you know, Mel, that she's got it on you, and you are not going to get that forgiveness until every ounce of blood has been. Then there is the Parness dance, the clap dance. When you slap the dance reduces it to a very nice level. There is the mitzvah dance, the farewell dance, with the bride's relatives, each one taking a farewell of the bride. And then the kolacha dance by the oldest woman in the community, who has the respect of the community to be saying the final farewell of the bride, and so on. And then this is my favorite, the share, or the scissors dance, the Edward Scissors Hands of the dance of the community. Can you imagine? This is the flamenco dance. This is where you leap up in the Russian dance, where your legs slice over another person's body in half before you, and on it goes with the Polish polonaises and I can't pronounce Krakowakiak. I don't know how to pronounce these things, and so on until you come to the Israeli folk dances. And now you have a list from the Dance Institute of at least 9 types of resources that you make available. Why don't you explain all these?
The resources, basically, we want to serve, and our mission is really to serve and to help communities, to guide communities who want to bring this wonderful medium of Israeli folk dance to their communities, whether it's a large community or a small community. So we provide services with recommendations for repertoire, with materials for recorded music and for videos, and references for people in neighboring communities who can help them to be able to enrich their own community through dance. Concurrent with that is an annual workshop that we run together with Temple Israel in Albany, New York, Dance in Jewish Education, the Added Dimension, which is a fabulous opportunity for teachers to come and to spend a weekend over a Shabbat and to be able to have 4 days where they're able to learn with wonderful Jewish dance educators and to see how dance can be a fabulous creative educational tool that they can then take back to their communities and again help to enrich their communities. We've had a nice showing of participants from all over North America who've come to join us in the past 3 years that we've been running the workshop, and that's always in November. So that's one piece of the resource. We publish a magazine with our colleagues in Israel called Rokdim Nir Koda. So we have Rokdim, the Israeli publication that merged with our publication Nir Koda. If you flip it on the other side, you'll see the other side of the Rokdim Nir Koda.
This is very convenient. You have 2 publications in one.
It is a merged publication, and it is bilingual. It's fully bilingual. It's in Hebrew and English, and it has articles on a fabulous array of articles, not on just Israeli folk dance, but on dance that is part of the fabric of Israeli society and for cultures around the world. So it's a fabulous publication. And we also have a calendar that we produce every 2 months, a calendar of events, Kesher L'Machol, the Israeli Dance Connection. If you take a look through that, you'll see that there's not a corner, I was going to say of the universe, but certainly of the world where there isn't Israeli folk dance activity going on. From Australia to Alaska, as you had mentioned before, there are Israeli dances, activities going on. And we also include related klezmer and other musical and dance events that are joined and bring all of this art form together. And each issue of the magazine, we also include a dance with the song lyrics that go with it, so that we can help everybody to also be able to dance and sing together. We also have, I'm trying to think of all the things that we have here by heart, but a lot of our teaching materials, of course, our folk dance festival, our listings of where to dance around the world, and our distribution services of materials, and our resource service of professionals who are available to help any community to help bring this wonderful activity to their communities. I would just mention that in addition to the conference that we run annually in New York, we also had a wonderful conference run on the West Coast together with our colleagues, Keshet Chaim in Los Angeles, and this was a fabulous workshop as well, and we look forward to continuing our bi-coastal workshops. Bring the whole country together.
Let me ask you this. Mel and I, we are ambling along, and we walk into Martin Luther King High School, and it happens to be this Sunday, March 25th, and we're coming in at the fair 11 to 3. There's a performance with over 250 dancers and singers at 3:30. But we don't want to see the performance just yet. We'd like to try it ourselves. So neither Mel nor I have as yet become accomplished folk dancers. Who would we go to, and what would we attempt to do, not to embarrass ourselves, because we're rather shy, but we'd like to get our feet wet in this unique art that has been created from Israel?
You come to the fair at 11 o'clock. You'll be welcomed by wonderful smiling faces. You'll be able to see some of the festival performers just milling around and enjoying the fair as well. And you are going to have an opportunity then to dance with our dance leaders who are going to be there at the fair, to be able to engage the public, whether they have 4 left feet, 5 left feet, any combination of left feet, maybe a couple of right feet thrown in as well, to come together. You don't need to know any steps. You need to just bring your love of people and your willingness to share and have a good time moving just a little bit. And that'll give you a nice taste and a flavor of dance. There are also all kinds of Israeli folk dance opportunities. I have a class at Columbia University as well as the one we have at the 92nd Street Y, which are sessions that are open on a weekly basis for people to come and start to learn how to dance. And it's really, the dancing, it's less of a technical discipline. It's more of a wanting to get together with people in a fabulous setting, and that's what it's all about.
Mel, do you agree?
I agree absolutely. I've visited a number of Israeli folk dance places in Israel and here, and I see the people get out on the floor and enjoy themselves, whether they're competent or not competent as dancers. They still enjoy themselves for the evening, and it's a wonderful evening out and an opportunity to share time with other people and learn the dances at the same time. And the Israel Dance Institute wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for Ruth Goodman and Danny Uziel, who worked there, worked very hard. Let me fix up the language a little. Yeah, to make dancing possible for everybody. And it's a wonderful opportunity this Sunday to be able to share this. And I certainly hope that all of the people who are watching and all of my friends in B'nai Zion will join us at the festival and come down and see for themselves what we've been supporting all these years.
I thank you, Mel, of course, for having been so instrumental in getting our judges over to Israel last year. And you might be interested to know that after all your hard work, we couldn't escape one block in Israel without seeing dances and dance rehearsals. And every time we wanted to take a rest and go to eat something, we came across a dance rehearsal. Now, what has happened in Israel with all the commotion going on, that they have time and opportunity for this dance rehearsal space and instruction. Of course, I've been to Israel before, and I've gotten my law degrees in conjunction with Israel. It was never like this in my memory. Am I correct?
Well, I don't know about your memory and how correct your memory is, but I can tell you that it's a great pleasure to have helped you bring the judges to Israel. We're doing it again this year under the aegis of the American-Israel Friendship League and your organization. And my greatest desire is to see more Americans come and visit Israel and to join in the dancing, both in Israel and here in New York, where the Israel Dance Institute is housed.
But my point is that when I've been in Israel before, sure, there's been dancing, but the youth of Israel today are everywhere having all new forms of folk dancing and Israeli dancing and this type of dancing. And every night I went to relax. I thought I'd play some table tennis. I thought I'd get into a debate. I thought I'd go visit my old comrades at the law school. And they come to this dance, come to Habima, come here, come there. When did all this growth emerge in dance?
Over the last 60 years that Israel's been around, they've taken in people from all over the world who have brought their dances from their homelands and incorporated them into the Israeli culture. And this conglomeration of all of these different countries and people and the folk dancing from all of the different parts of the world put together has caused folk dancing to grow tremendously in Israel.
Our organization is, of course, one that promotes unity as best as it can be. We don't promote unity at the expense of valued diversity or at the expense of one's individuality, but we certainly are against causeless hatred. And having supped and joined in the music of all different cultures and religions and backgrounds, is this not a suitable forum to join with the dances of all the disparate groups in the Middle East?
Absolutely. I think one of our phrases that we really love, and it really reflects what the Israeli folk dance is, it's harmony and diversity. And what better way than to have people who are able to just join hands together and feel a beat of that dumbek, or feel the sound of the violin, and be able to join every way in a multicultural sense of dancing, and then sharing your culture where there is not any kind of a political or any other kind of a barrier to tear you apart. Just things that are going to help to bring you together. And this is the mission of the Dance Institute, of the Dance Festival. And if I can just mention again that our partner in the Dance Festival, also the Jewish National Fund, who sponsored the very first Dance Festival, also has worked with us to help us to bring this and to help us get our message out of harmony and diversity through dance.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Hasidus and all of this, because the first link in religious Judaism to dance was Hasidim, who said that we are all equal before God, the learned and the unlearned, as you wrote, and that we express our joy to God through prayer, through dance, and through music, and through song. And as you also wrote, that through repetitive chant, or through repetitive ecstatic, growingly ecstatic motion, and circular, as it's a chag, a holiday in Hebrew is circular motion, as you are in the processionals, as you are in the processional at all of the three pilgrim holidays, you are growing and growing and growing in fervor. Now, is there a merger today between the Hasidic festivals and the general non-religious festivals, or are they still separate?
The Hasidic festivals, by limitations of religious restrictions, have certain in their own areas they're very popular. Folk dancing within the religious community is tremendously popular. It overlaps to some degrees where they want to know what's going on in the not secular, but in the non-Hasidic community. And a lot of the people who it's tremendous in the Hasidic community. I've been to any number of programs in Borough Park and a lot of places where these activities are going on, and there's a tremendous interest in knowing what's going on with the most popular dances. So what they're doing is people from the religious communities, from the Hasidic communities, are going to learn dances that are being done by the community at large and bringing it back to their communities. So there is that overlap. And I just want to mention one other thing, that is, we're talking about communities coming together, and our home base is at the Jewish Community Relations Council, that is, of course, also a partner with us on this project, and also reflects our mission of bringing communities together and of being a Jewish voice within the multicultural society that we live in New York.
Thank you both for coming, and best success this Sunday, and welcome all. You'll have a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give them 2 tickets.